Hey everyone, welcome back. We have just entered the early modern era as the Dutch. In the last episode, we took over what little remained of the Greeks with Athens and got a territory attached. We finished up a war with the blue player, currently the Aztecs. Took San Lorenzo and grabbed a territory. Also, if you didn't know this already, so we picked the Teutons, and if you start the expansionist ability and carry over to the next era, it keeps going. The one thing you have to watch out for is if someone attacks you, it stops it, so you don't want them to attack you, obviously. But yeah, you can keep that rolling over to the next era. Anyway, as far as where we're at, so we did pick the Dutch, so we want to get our money income rolling here. Now, one of the reasons I wound up picking the Dutch is I have a lot of places I can put harbors that also have are reasonably close to my to where I built stuff already. So this seems a little weird. It doesn't get me any growth. I'm going to put a harbor there. Let's remove that research quarter for now. And, okay, we are going to want harbors here as well. So my thoughts here is I put a VOC warehouse right here because that's one territory. And then I can replace this one and get a harbor right there and a harbor right there. So this one will have adjacency to one harbor, and I'll replace this one, which will have adjacency to two harbors. And that'll increase the amount of money I get from my traders as well, so that'll be nice. And down here, let's get everything queued up. Don't want to worry about that farmer's quarter right now. Okay, so if this had a haven already because this was one of the Phoenician cities. So if I build a harbor right here, I can get a VOC warehouse in there. And then this other territory, I can't really build anything in it, so I'm going to have to settle for just one VOC. 29 gold, that'll be 49 gold once the harbor finishes. I'm going to go ahead and buy out the Kaiserdom. Now, we are still going to want this other VOC warehouse, simply because it'll increase the money we get from traders. So I'll also go ahead and queue that up as well. Now, over in Byblos, excuse me, still battling my cough. Let's see. Actually, so I get less growth here, but growth is not an issue, and I can get 2 market quarters adjacent to that, or 1 market quarter and a VOC warehouse. I do need to build out to that, though. Let's just go with a marker or a market quarter. We will need some more food in here at some point. Though I suppose I'll get that from the harbor, so that should be fine. Let's prioritize the harbor and that market quarter, because we want to get these VOC warehouses going very quickly because they are quite efficient. Though, looking at this now, this is the same territory. I thought those were different territories. So I would actually prefer to have the harbor over here and then the VOC warehouse like right here. That's a better setup. Alright, up here, this is still research quarters, but it's still going to be worth it to get lots of money. Okay, so this is all one territory. We'll just put it right here. That'll be kind of out of the way. And I'm going to prioritize that after the research quarter. We want to get the money going as soon as possible because, we don't have enough money right now to get the era stars that we need as the Dutch. You have to move them out of the territory. We're no longer expansionists, so we can't just trespass freely. So we want to get that money going right away so that we can actually get our era stars. Let's go for a 3-masted ship and then gunpowder warfare. Fluids will be nice. I should get a cog as well so I can really explore the ocean a bit. Okay, I did adjust that a bit. And did I do anything here? I added a harbor. So I added a harbor right here because then I can build a warehouse right here and be adjacent to 2 harbors. Let's buy out that research quarter, get to work on that harbor. Osmosis events. Okay, take that science. Okay, so they're going to stop me from taking that outpost. Or that admin center, I should say. Let's see, what are their units? Okay, not that much of a threat. I have good terrain here. Yeah, there's not going to be much they could do against me on this one. So I wish them luck. They might stop my... my knights are back here. Okay. So my knights are my number one guys, really. By far the best units I have at the moment. We'll see if they actually stop me from reinforcing. They might not. I didn't think they could run around all that way. Okay, no matter. My knights can come up this way, probably the most efficient route for them to actually get on the battlefield. The AI have a habit of not actually stopping your reinforcements from coming in. So we'll see if they do that or not. I don't know why they're retreating all the way up there. Okay, knights. See, can't quite get up there, but we can use them basically as blockers, and then they can get onto the battlefield next turn. Okay, let's get these great swords. Oops. And then we're going to get these crossbows in a position where they can both actually shoot. I have 3 of them. Oh, that was the wrong one. Sometimes it's hard to tell which is which. Okay. So both of those can shoot. And we get the rest of these great swords in here. These crossbows are very vulnerable at the moment. I'm going to move him back here, move up my high health ones, kill that crossbow, move this crossbow into this position where I can shoot. And then I am just going to take the great swordsman. I'm going to save that other crossbow for the next turn. Okay. Then hopefully I can kill these jaguar warriors here. There we go. So while I wait to see what the AI does, let's get some other fun stuff queued up. Ooh, they have the Great Lighthouse in that territory, or Lighthouse of Alexandria. Should have considered that in the peace deal. I didn't notice that earlier. So, can't build any districts. I will need a harbor in here at some point. So let's keep working on some other stuff. Probably an aqueduct will be needed at some point, so I'll have to wait a few turns before I can really construct any districts, because the stability is still recovering. Aha, they are in districts there. Okay. So let's move that guy back. Let's move him back as well, and we can get our knights. Just want all these guys to be safe. And our knights are just going to come slaughter everything, because that is something they are exceptionally good at doing. Can finally bring in this crossbow, pretty safe to do so now. Didn't quite kill him, which is too bad. Oh, hello. Feel like I should have been able to see him. May have lost a crossbow here because I wasn't careful, but I had no idea this guy was up here. I feel I should have had an idea he was up here. Okay. Got lucky on the damage there. And sometimes you just need a little bit of luck. See if we can kill these jaguar warriors with crossbows alone. Okay, let's move pikemen over there. Really just going to use the Teutonic Knights to clean up the battle here. Yeah, look at that. I'm just one-shotting these crossbows with Teutonic Knights. Crazy. Crazy good. I love Teutonic Knights. There we go. So I've lost my progress on that, unfortunately, so there'll have to be another conflict if I want to take it. I'm going to refuse all your demands. Did I get the civic that... So there's a civic that gives you war supports when you win battles, basically. And I don't think I've unlocked it yet. Doesn't look like it's... Okay. You stay there. Let's move you up so you can start healing since you're not assimilating this this outpost anymore. Okay, I do have saltpeter right there. There's 3-masted ship. It'd be nice to get an armory. It is likely I will use this to construct units at some point. It is a fairly developed city. So we'll add the armory in there. Everyone can just hang out for a turn. Okay. Harbor coming up here. VOC warehouse coming up. Now I could build this over here. Would give me basically 24 gold plus this base here, so I think that's worth it, because I will get more merchants in here at some point. Okay. It's moving in the wrong direction on the axis. It does give me plus 20 science on San Lorenzo, but that's not that much at this point in the game. Nice little breakthrough. Basically gives me an entire turn of science. And now I can take Meditate Often. The rest of these all kind of suck. So Meditate Often, plus 2 combat strength. Give me that. Really good. So I should really be able to crush blue in the next war that we have. Okay, Athens. Nice. I do have a harbor there already, so plus 31 gold right there isn't too bad. Actually, that looks like I have 2 harbors here. Guess it's just one. Yeah. Plus 3 gold is not that big of a deal. Ah, those are 2 territories, though. Okay. Yeah, we'll build them both right there. Sometimes it's hard to see the territory lines, but you can kind of see the dotted line along where my mouse is. So it is 2 harbors right here. Looks like it, at least. Though that's only one tile, so I guess not. Yeah, the other harbor would have to be out here. I'll consider that. Get a harbor in here. And another... Well, no, we don't need that. I'm thinking this is 3 territories, but it's only 2 territories. So I already have perfectly efficient spots for my VOC warehouse. Okay. Gunpowder Warfare, almost done. Go for... actually, we'll go for Patronage. Patronage is basically the best tech in the game. Here we go, Conquered Empires. Plus 10 war support increase from winning a battle on relations. We want that. I don't even care that it moves me along the axis because it's such an incredible ability. It really allows you to get high war support very quickly, which ensures that you're able to actually take stuff in the peace deal. Okay. Keep money, keep people on money. Let's just buy out that harbor. It's not very expensive. I'm going to need a food market in here as well. We'll get that after the VOC warehouses. Food market makes market quarters much more efficient. So, all right, and Byblos. Yeah, go ahead and finish that Marcus quarter, and we can work on that harbor. Okay. There is no viable harbor location in this other territory. There's nowhere it could be put. So we'll just get as much adjacency as possible from other market quarters with that second warehouse. We'll need a little bit more food in here at some point. 54 food. Harappans are balanced, guys. The Harappan legacy trait. Right? They're perfectly balanced. I'm going to prioritize the saltpeter. Very important to get your saltpeter up and running. Okay, armory we can move down now that we can actually build real districts now. Let's see. And do we have a harbor? No, we don't. Yeah, so like right here would be great, and then we can hopefully get a VOC warehouse out there. How's my food here? I'm going to need more food in the city if I want to support more population jobs. I have quite a few open jobs. So we'll get the harbor. Actually, no, because we're building out to that, so we need that spot available for the VOC. So we'll build all this stuff, just buy that out. Armory can go on the end, and then we'll get a VOC warehouse in there for a bunch of extra gold. Alright. Another osmosis event. Just keep on giving me that science, I suppose. Free science for not having the dominant culture. Alright. I don't think I need a bigger military than I have at the moment. I would like to get a cog. I could go for a Karak here, because they don't lose health on tiles, on deep ocean tiles. But at the same time, I don't really want to go for that tech. So let me just get a harbor. Let me get a single cog that can go out and explore. Let's see. Okay, I do need to get over to this other territory, so let's work on that with science quarters. I did make a bit of a mistake here. I thought this tile was in this other territory, but it's not. So I can't build a VOC warehouse there for adjacency. So I should have shifted these harbors over one. But that's okay. I mean, I am losing out on a decent bit of gold there, but it's not the end of the world. I'm actually not just going to go back to prioritizing science here. I don't need the rest of these VOC warehouses. I don't make a ton of money in this city. Just the flat money from the VOC warehouse adjacency is perfectly fine. Let's see, industrial production. Extra trader slots would not be too bad, actually. I will sacrifice industry, but farmers kind of suck. I barely ever use them because, I mean, you have to invest infrastructure to actually make them worthwhile. And when you're on farmers, like those aren't actually providing you any meaningful outputs. Just more growth than you should already have. So I avoid using farmers, so I don't want extra farmer slots. Let's deprioritize science here. That is a lower priority than money. Because I only have 6 scientist slots, so it's not really that important to me. Okay, got a cog. Scientist Aerostar. There is a, oh, hello. There's an island here. It'll take a little bit to produce stuff in this city. It's not like I don't think I've taken, no, I did take the Mayans. Which is probably one of the weaker builder cultures, to be honest. But I do have at least a little bit supporting production. Okay. Did get that VOC warehouse there. This VOC warehouse will be a little bit better. 8 money per trader right now on Harafa. Yeah, well, oh, I did not mean to manual that. I wanted to instant resolve. But they're literally out in the sea, so I just want to stop them from landing anywhere, basically. Whoops. And then just let my cog deal with it. Okay. I guess they are all just going to shift over that way. And go for my flag. That's very annoying. I should still win this, no problem, though. Draftees, more than a match for Ancient Era stuff. Probably going to lose this cog, which seems a little silly, to be honest. Okay. Move these guys, move these guys. I still think that these units and transports are a little bit too effective against actual, real units. They do too much damage. Against real naval units. Even with -10, -9 CS, they're basically, you know, doing almost all of my health bar with just 3 of them, which is a little excessive. So now I have to build another cog. Okay, plus 10% money. Yes, please. I am going to need a lot of money. So I need like another 20k gold or money just to get my first merchant star. So I really need to ramp up that money production. So I actually want to let them land, because otherwise it's going to take forever for this. I want this city back as soon as possible, because otherwise it's just sitting there not actually producing anything. Let's move you there. Ugh. Losing another turn of production. I hate these random aggressive people that just kind of show up out of nowhere and blow your stuff up. They sail across the entire sea to do it. Just going to buy that cog out. I don't have time to wait for that. I really need to get my exploration started. Alright, so I already have a luxury manufactory on Saffron because I got the Hanging Gardens. So I don't need to worry about that. Now, I can probably get it on tea. Yep. Let's see. Where's the best spot for tea? Not really using market quarters around any of these. Maybe over here eventually. Either way, I do want the manufactories. So, I actually think I want the papyrus manufactory first for the extra science output. It'll be better right here, I think. Yep, we'll put it in right there. I'm using this for science. I don't think this actually gives adjacency for... Yeah, it's just +3 money per adjacent market quarter, regardless of which one you're doing. But I want to get all of these online in as few turns as possible. Let's see. It's possible I use this one for market. Or maybe that one. I don't think it's very likely, though. I'm just going to put it in either one. It doesn't really matter. The main reason I want the manufactories is that the Wondrous effect gives me a massive % bonus to some output, as well as a global stability bonus. And that's really what makes manufactories the best tech in the game. Let's see, hardwood, or ebony, I guess it's called. Yeah, we'll just put it in a safer spot. I'm not using any of these for market quarter adjacency. Just go ahead and buy that out, get the ebony manufactory next turn. So all of these are going to give me some pretty major benefits to some of my outputs. I'm going to go for movable typeface next for more science. Slowly ticking up on war supports. Let's see. And I can upgrade all these units. I have just enough gold to do it. Need to wait some more turns for these ones, though. Gonna be slow going, upgrading these crossbows. Okay. Send the cog out. Hopefully I don't get screwed this time. Okay. So that territory is not important, really. Slaves, yeah, that one doesn't matter. I'm not like pillaging, or I don't really have common quarters, so who cares? Okay, so I did get the competitive deed for movable typeface. I am the fame leader now, which is actually a little bit earlier than I've gotten it since the patch was released. The AI have been a little bit more competent than usual. So we'll go for chartered companies for the bonuses to outputs, and then make our way to Flintlock. Now, if I were in a game where these guys were like ahead of me in tech or something, I would go for Flintlock earlier so I could keep up militarily. But I do not need to do that this game. So I'm focusing more on the economic benefits that I can get. Let's see. We want export policy, science production, gold food. Good. We have all the golden... No. I don't have any of the science infrastructure in here. AI never builds that stuff. I shouldn't say never, but they don't like building it for some reason. I also want artificial reservoirs in here, because I am going to run out of food soon. I just keep getting a ton of free science every turn. Okay, so they picked the Edo, which means they will have Naginata Samurai pretty early. Okay, I need another turn for the arquebus here. There we go. Alright. So, San Lorenzo, you are working on an armory now. What we really want you working on is the VOC warehouse. Plus 14. Yeah, that's fine. That's an okay spot. Yeah. I don't need a third one in here, though. Is there anything else I want to build in here? I do want all this science stuff in here. I am focusing on science in here, or rather the AI focused on science, and I have appropriated their city. So, yeah, I did just unlock these. So let's get all of those in there. Biblos. We want you on money over science. Let's get commodity traders. Okay. Let's see. I think next turn we should have enough war support to do a normal war. And we're going to do that once we have that opportunity. +1 influence on Maker's Quarters or Market Quarters will both be just fine. I think I probably have more Market Quarters, but we'll see once I can actually unlock it. We'll consider that. Okay, more free science. Yeah, let's go for a war declaration. We want to knock these guys out. Yeah, I can get right in there. Let's move some of these guys to a slightly more advantageous position before we hit the siege button. There we go. And they're making me defend. Okay, they do have a lot of units here. So halberdiers are stronger than greatswords, so I want to keep that in mind. Where's my actual flag? It's back here. Okay, so I don't need to worry about like standing up here and absorbing hits. And I actually don't even care if they take my flag on the first round here. Let them have the high ground against any aggressors. They will, or they might cut off my reinforcements a bit, but we will have to see. As long as I'm able to bring my Teutonic Knights in, I should be fine. But I do have clear line of fire onto that tile with my arquebusiers, so it should not be an issue even if they do get on that tile. They have reinforcements down here, so I may lose this greatsword. They're going up here with their stupid crossbows again. Yeah, they're really going hard on the flag here. Okay, so I need to move these units first because when I bring the Teutonic Knights in, they're going to block them. Is this guy actually in the city? Yes, he is. Okay, so the Teutonic Knights need to go the long way around. Like, this is a quarter, but it doesn't look like it has walls. It's very odd. Okay, anyway, let's move these guys. Why can you... Oh, right, because I can't attack after moving with the arquebus. It's fine. Just gonna move these guys back. Okay, well, I can attack him, even though this looks like a district. But I guess it's open ground. So, yeah, let's get my Bringers of Death in here. Just absolutely clean up these guys. Let's see. Shoot him, that's perfect. And then I want to move these swordsmen out of the way. get my knights down here maybe. Don't have quite enough movement. So I'm going to move up here with the intention of pursuing the crossbow that's hiding out up here. Now the rest of these guys, let's move them up towards the city. And these guys are good holding this ground. Might be able to kill this Dragar warrior. I can, so I will take that. I usually don't. I like to let them come to me, but if I can kill them in one turn, then I'll do that. They took the flag, which is not an issue. I will easily take that back on my next turn. Excuse me. Why do these have 44 and these have 46? Now they're even lower. Well, I guess they're losing a little bit from status from their low health. Looks like they're suiciding a bunch of units into my knights here. So, yeah, they're going to die. This is what I talked about in an earlier episode. The AI love to, like, throw all their trash units at a single one of your units and kill them, even though they're way stronger. It gets kind of old. Also, when you can't see a unit, even if they're adjacent, you, like, if you move next to them, you lose your attack. And I don't like how that works. Okay. So I lost the Teutonic Knight, which really sucks, because they're really good units. Let's move these great swords out of the way, give line of sight to those arquebuses there. See, I'd prefer to not lose this guy, not let him get ganged up on again. See, move him there. I feel like I should have more movement than that, but apparently I don't. Move you out of the way. There are peasants right there, but I want to kill that saboteur. Okay. Probably use you over here next turn. So just these two guys left. Yeah, they shouldn't be able to kill anything. Bad target priority from these crossbows. They could have gone after my halberdiers and maybe killed me if they got lucky. Just go ahead and wipe the floor with those crossbows. Okay, get these guys into the city. Weird spot there. And they have a stupid ship just like hanging out, so I'm going to have to kill that. The AI love to build melee ships for some reason. So I could take an era up. No reason to yet. Want to keep getting fame. I don't want open-minded. So open-minded is a civic that... right, I want this religious hostility because I get grievances against empires with other religions. +3 influence on territories if territories follow state religion is fine, and I might switch to it later. But right now I would rather have the... grievances. +20 science for -15 money. That is okay. Okay. So let me... I do have 2 saltpeter, right? Yeah, 1, 2. And I have all my manufactories online, so I'm getting some significant buffs from that. Manufactories is best tech in the game. And it's not even really close. Make sure I didn't miss any. Don't think I did. Okay, and my turn. I can't. Why can't I shoot him? That's just being funky. Come here, peasants. So, Cog is the last unit left. Go ahead and end the turn. Should be able to finish him off, the arquebusiers. And there we go. Okay. La Venta is probably the next target. I would like to replace my Teutonic Knights. They have been exceptionally effective. buy out the VOC, buy out the armory, have plenty of gold to do that. Let's get another Teutonic Knight to replace my loss from their from the AI's suicidal tendencies. Okay. This all looks fine for now. I can't believe I don't have a charcoal kiln in here yet. Let's get that first. Makes everything more efficient. I do have a lot of maker's quarters in here. And, you know, not a ton, but a decent number, more than I have in any other city. I can get an ambergris manufactory. Do I have another spot for that? That would be better. Because obviously I have at least one more. I just don't remember where it is. Yeah, I have no idea. Well, this increases my, I guess I only have one. So it's really weird I can build a manufactory on it. There may only be one or two in the entire game. Let's get that. It'll increase my science output a bit. Expert policy, focus on money over science, please. And let's get that +2 money per trader. And +1 science per population is worth it, and in a decently high population city, even if, even if you are not focusing science. So we will get that queued up. It's really worth it anywhere? Probably not. You have a few traders. I'll see. I want to keep focusing on science there. Okay, I don't care that they're mutinous. Get a unit in there so they can't just walk in and siege the city. And bring up my new Teutonic Knight as well. And then we're going to go after La Venta. I'm going to pay to heal this guy. I have plenty of money, so I'm not going to miss that. Just in case I need it for some reason. So they will have cogs in this siege. I can't siege from there. Come on. There we go. We'll siege with the knights. Excuse me. And they're going to do this thing again. They're probably going to suicide into my units. I'm going to go all the way up here. Want the high ground. Whoops. These guys can be farther back. I want a high health unit right here. The highest health unit I have. Because this guy is going to have a lot of enemies running into him. As we're about to see. I'm going to bring in all their cogs that are going to do nothing but slow down the fight. This cog has taken some damage without discovering anyone yet. This is one of the issues I talked about with the Byreme. Byreme would be dead by now if this were a Byreme. High Furnace would be useful. I can't believe I don't have a food market in here yet. Let's get that. So food market gives more food on market quarters, which is basically exactly what I need. Okay, I'm going to prioritize halberdiers here, because they have a higher combat strength than greatswords. Okay. Then we are going to get an arquebus right there. Just get them on the high ground here. I'm going to send one down around this way. And then I'm not going to worry about these greatswords. I don't think I need them. Send one of these arquebusiers over here. And just let this other one sit up here where he can attack immediately. Then we'll just bring these guys up for a little bit of combat strength bonuses. Go ahead and take out those peasants. And on to the next round. Okay. Okay, the cog shuffling continues. I don't know what it is with the AI and building cogs like this, but they just love to do it. Okay, peasants are a priority because they can actually do damage to me. Teutonic Knights just hanging out, really. Get him over here. He has high ground, so he'll be able to attack the cogs the next turn. Alright, let the cog slaughter begin. Okay, there go the peasants. Kind of wish the attackers had a flag too, so you could end fights like that a little earlier. But instead, you kind of just have to kill all the units. Okay, more osmosis, sure, that works. Just more free science for no real reason. It is actually one of the few catch-up mechanics in the game, though. Like, it's one of the few ways that you can actually get science if you are behind in the game. So I don't mind the fact that it exists. There we go, can shoot there. Just try to use as many of these as I can. Okay, and I should be able to clean this up on the next round. There we go. Okay, so to Cleventa, how's your war support? You still have plenty of war support. So we need to start heading in this direction. They have some really weird attachments going on here. I'm not sure what the deal is. I can't make heads or tails of how they've attached all their territories. It's very odd. Alright. So what I can do with these knights, I want to go over here and... Okay, someone reached contempt. I want to go over here to this administrative center. Ooh, the Forbidden City's here as well. And I just want to pillage it. I'm going to settle my own outpost. This has 2 wonders in it. I don't want to waste war score on this territory. I'd rather take some other stuff. So I'm just going to pillage that, found my own outpost, and absorb it into San Lorenzo. Let's see. Some armies out here I can attack. I do have pretty favorable terrain, so let's go ahead and do that. I'm going to send these other guys, keep them in Napata so the enemy can't just walk right in. Okay, Halong Bay. That doesn't really matter. Wonders are great at the start of the game. Later in the game, you know, their effects, it's still better to have them than not to have them. Like, you get +5 influence, +10 stability, +10 money. Yeah, that's great, especially in the early game. That's a lot of output, a lot of yields. But later in the game, you know, not that impactful. I still have the Taj Mahal that I'm sitting on. And go ahead and buy that commodity market. Could get the Taj Mahal in the city here. And actually, right here would not be a bad spot for connecting my stuff up. So go ahead and work on that. Let's get the stock exchange in here as well. Let's see. Biblos, what are you up to? Would be nice to... I have a lot of traders in here, so getting more VOC warehouses is probably worth it, even if they're not adjacent to harbors. So I'm going to go ahead and queue those up. Buy that farmer's quarter out. That science is low priority. But let's get the Taj Mahal, because the Taj Mahal is going to give us a ton of gold. Let's just get all my major cities working on it. Athens doesn't really have much industry. We'll queue it up here after the VOC warehouse. Alright. Looks like they retreated there. That's fine. I just want to get their war support down. And you can do that by forcing them to retreat. Let's get a little bit of a handle on what the terrain looks like over here. Like, is this a city right here? Or is this, like, is this its own city? Because it kind of looks like it is, but it's not. 2 turns on the pillage there. War support's dropping pretty fast. Excuse me. So I have musketeers now. Just a straight upgrade to the arquebusiers, really. Really want to kill these guys. Wait, are they pillaging their own? I have never seen them do that before. They're ransacking their own district. I mean, I guess technically I own it right now, but still. They have a lot of movement, actually. I'm not sure how they managed to get there. No matter. I'm going to go after them. These guys, so I can upgrade the arquebuses first, but these guys also upgrade into musketeers. So I'm going to upgrade the great swords first because they they get a greater benefit from upgrading and it's the same cost. Thankfully I had enough gold to upgrade everyone, so. Alright, let's move the musketeers forward up this way. I think 5 musketeers should be enough to deal with whatever defenses a city there has. They're still running with peasants, I think, so. Okay. Looks like I'm going to need some proper sea exploration, so let's get the Karak. That won't take damage in deep ocean. Alright, there we go. Pillaged. Just going to drop that right in the same spot. Go ahead and attach. And now I have the lighthouse as well as the Forbidden City. So that's nice. Okay. Wonder if I can get these guys into... No, not quite, because they used a... they dropped an outpost. These guys can reinforce, maybe? And let's get these guys moving as well. It's going to be a weird city assault. Okay, they're assaulting me as usual. That's fine. Might lose a unit because they suicide all their units out. We'll see. Okay, manual battle. Okay, they're in walls there. Let the melee unit be on the flag, and these arquebuses, we have one in the city walls and one on high ground. Though it might be better to just be right here and not let them take high ground at all. Let's do that. That's a silly point for reinforcement, but sure. Thankfully the AI like never block it at all. Okay, so they're going after my arquebuses, which is the correct move. But I think that's the most damage you're going to be able to do there. Alright, let's take out those Jaguar warriors there. Take out those Jaguar warriors. I'm actually going to back these guys up in the city because it's pretty likely I move them or lose them. And I forgot to bring my reinforcements in like an idiot. I think these guys can still deal with what's remaining, to be honest. Yeah, should be pretty easy cleanup. Because these guys can't attack the fortifications, they can't attack the arquebus. There we go. That is the power of a big technology advantage, I suppose. Alright. Ah, hello, Black. They are the Ottomans. Let's see. They have a lot of luxuries, actually. Oh, wait, no, those are my luxuries. What am I talking about? Long day, guys. It's been a long day. Okay. So, how are we doing on time? About 50 minutes in. Let's take a look at my era stars. So to get my first gold star, be great to get another one. Easy on 3 scientists. Should get 3 agrarian. Should get 1 aesthete, as well as maybe 1 to 2 expansionist. Okay. Let's move this guy up. Let's move this guy, like, up here. They don't have enough draftees to kill any of these guys now, so not concerned about it. They'll just chill there and see what they throw at me. Okay, there go their draftees. One kind of phased into the mountain there. So it's a good thing, you know, most people don't have that kind of technology in real life. Okay, so there are major issues with how line of sight works in this game. it prevents you from embarking sometimes. Like, if you are floating around in the ocean, for instance, say I'm trying to disembark from right here to right here, because I like haven't explored everything, it'll like try to go around and find a harbor basically to disembark more efficiently. And you saw right here how I was able to move through fortification because I clicked to do so when I didn't have line of sight. I should have stopped on this tile and been unable to cross the fortification. So there are definitely some issues with the way Fog of War is working in the game at the moment. Yes, randomly shuffle your ships around. Amazing. You're doing so much good. Great job, AI. Well, I meant to move him into the city. Okay, have to do that next turn. Goodbye, Cog. Oh, I conquered the entire continent, so I got some extra fame from that. Can I get to shallow water? Yeah, I can, just barely. Okay, trade luxuries. No, I don't think so. I don't think so. So, one of the reasons I don't like to trade luxuries with the AI is... Excuse me. So, the AI has bonuses, right, to all the stuff. They have percent modifiers, which means every luxury that they have access to, they are getting more from that luxury than you get from luxuries. So if you have Ambergris with, plus 20 science on your city, the AI is getting plus 30 science from controlling the same amount. So it is actually kind of not beneficial in a lot of circumstances to let the AI trade. Okay. So I can actually... So I don't actually control this stuff here, but because I have it occupied, it counts as me controlling it. So I'm going to squeeze that salt manufactory in right there. So always look for those opportunities when you're taking over people to get manufactories down. Yeah, so we'll resolve the war on the next turn. I don't think I'm going to be able to take all their stuff. This attachment makes no sense. But why would you do that? Look at this this stone ring. Oh boy. Yeah, completely nonsensical. All right. Next up, getting to the end here. Let's go for mercantilism just for the manufactory, help my output. Let's think about who I want in the next era. The Germans might actually be nice because I need to invade over the water fairly late, and the U-boats will help me out with that. I haven't gotten to play the British pretty much at all yet, and I would enjoy trying them out. Now, I don't have any, what are they called? Client states, basically. So I can't make use of the colonial office, but colonial riches, I do have a lot of territories. So that's 10, or 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, 21, 22, 23, 24, plus, whatever I take in a war deal here. So that's 240 science and gold from colonial riches, because it's based on all territories that you have, not just like the ones that you attach to your capital. The thing's a little misleading. Basically what it means is that you get that amount for all the territories that you have attached in your entire empire, and the amount is calculated on your capital city, if you catch my drift. French are always amazing. Germans would be good. Mexicans, I have more than enough growth. I don't like the Russians. They kind of suck. They need a buff. Siamese would be decent. They can continue my extra money per population. I have some harbors down already. I get a lot of industry per district, so that's a very realistic option as well. Persians are kind of in the same boat. They can get me more industry and money, but keep in mind that I don't really have any trade routes. But the legacy trait here would be very good because the contemporary era has a lot of those shared projects that can get fairly expensive. We don't need to pick one quite yet. We still have a little ways to go on some of our stars. Okay, can I claim another wonder? Yes, Topkapi is still available. I am going to claim that immediately. Okay, so what are the best cities to claim here? I'm really more interested in like this territory than I am in the cities. If I had to pick a city to take, it would probably be Napata. It's just looks more developed. Though Leventa is not too bad either. The thing with Leventa is that all the territories are like attached. All the ones I would want to attach to Leventa are already attached to San Lorenzo. So I think we go for Napata, and we go for these territories. Ooh, we could take another city. It's going to put us quite a bit over our city cap. So we'll want to be merging some cities, but that is very expensive to do. Let's do it. Let's go over our cap. Give me Leventa. Yep. So I'm 3 over the cap. So that is 370 influence per turn penalty, which is fairly substantial. I can absorb Leventa into Napata, and I'm going to do that. I don't want to be that far over the cap. Napata or Leventa was a very isolated city. Now I could think about moving this territory as well to connect these two, but that's not necessary, strictly speaking. Can get another manufactory. Silver would give me a little extra science on my cities, so that's definitely worth it. Excuse me. And yeah, let's get the charcoal kiln. Let's get all the science stuff. We have a ton of researcher slots in this city. We do need a few people on food still. Animal barns might help with that. Yeah, plenty of gold to buy stuff out. And let's see. Do you have a harbor right there? What a terrible spot for Terra. Come on, AI, you're better than that. Like, you wanted your Terras in here, my man. Alright. Trade luxuries? Sure, you're not a threat anymore. You can buy my stuff. I'll get a little bit of gold. No big deal. I upgrade you too. Karak. Yeah, let's have you head back home. Hopefully you'll survive the trip, and then we can upgrade you to something that won't take deep water damage. Okay, let's combine these armies. And I'm going to upgrade these guys on their way over. I've mentioned this before, if you upgrade a unit that is not at full health, they get to full health when you upgrade them, so you don't need to heal them before. See, +1 combat strength. So I might be building some naval units here, because I do want to head over to the other continents. But I don't think I'm going to make use of +1 combat strength over 10 turns. Extra money will help me a little bit, but +15 is hardly anything. Let's take this, though this reduces my influence output. I don't want that. So let's go for sell. Oops. There we go. Get a little bit of extra money generation, but not really that relevant. Okay, we do want... Oh, that is the wrong city. I'm thinking of Harappa. Okay, I have gotten all my warehouses up in here. So these traders are pretty efficient at the moment. I will want to build a Topkapi Palace at some point. More than enough food still. Get some more money going. Make sure I have everything I want going in the appropriate cities. Okay, I am going to need more food in here. 36 food looks great. I'm growing a little slow. I'm not filling out all the slots that I want. I can't support all those pops. 121 food still looks good. Got a lot of markets down here. VOC warehouse is coming up. Let's prioritize those because I will probably be looking to go up very soon. I would like to get at least one more merchant star. That would be ideal, and possibly an aesthete star. How many more turns do I need on another merchant star? I'm at 3,600 approximately, and I need 20k. So that's something like 5 turns or something. Aesthete star is a little bit farther away. We'll see how close we are once we get our merchant star. Okay, so that's our main army there. We're going to let these guys hang out. We'll eventually finish off blue, but for now, not a priority. Okay. Might actually just shake things up a little bit and go for some mana wars. They are quite expensive to produce. You know, given my science output right now, it's not too bad, particularly for not having taken any scientist cultures. So what I'm going to do is actually get a little bit more production in here, and then have this city start on my group of mana wars. Don't need the university quite yet. I have plenty of science for the time being. Would be nice to have a little bit more production. Plus 18. I don't think that really makes a difference. So it's going to be a little slow. I'll be able to use my money to buy it out, though. So at least some of them. I may have to split the production up a bit and build 1 or 2 in Harappa. Okay. San Lorenzo is plugging along. Napata is plugging along. Let's keep my... in case there's a revolt or something, we'll keep my knights here. Aha, hello. We'll manual battle this. Oh, well, that kind of sucks. Real possibility I lose a musket here. Okay, let's see if that fixes itself. Hopefully it does, because I don't want to reload a save. Okay, go ahead and upgrade that to a Karak. Yeah, I just have to shoot someone. I won't be able to move. Should be enough for them to survive, though. Yeah. Goodbye, draftees. Okay. So, Knight's hanging out. Karak does not take any deep sea penalties, so let's send him out, get some line of sight on other players. Now these, I have the fluids, right? So I have extra movement speed from that, and I have the Lighthouse of Alexandria now that I took from another player. So I have a ton of movement speed on embarked units. I have more speed on my embarked units than on my actual naval units. Which is pretty crazy. Yeah, I'll give you a few more turns. Okay. Couple turns on siege cannons. I may have to sacrifice a couple turns of research to get some of the era stars that I want. Excuse me again. Let's see. Another VOC warehouse. No, this is not my city that I need that on, really. Let's get a little bit more production in here. I do need more production in every city. And then we can go back to getting our science output up. I just don't need to increase my science output right now because I'm basically at the end of the tech tree for my era. It's going to take a couple turns to get this last era star that I want, so. New grievance. Yeah, I'm going to demand that. Okay, away we go. Let's explore. There we go. My I don't know what was causing my movement to be so high before. It's now back down to a more reasonable 7. Which is still very fast for embarked units. Now, if I were the if I had picked the Norseman, it would be Sonic the Hedgehog level fast, but we're not quite there. Okay, you just keep hanging out. Fundamental values. Neither of these matter to me, really. I'd rather have my influence for other things. Okay, we do need some more industry in here, or you are not going to be able to build all the things I need you to build. So let's queue up a couple Maker's Quarters. Okay, there we go. We're at the end of the science tree for this era. We need like 2 more turns for my Merchant Star, and 2 to 3 turns for my Aesthete Star. So I am willing to wait that amount of time, to be honest. I'm going to go ahead and claim an outpost here. I can use this as a staging point for an invasion of whatever continent is out here. I assume it's in this area somewhere. Here's Babylon. Check fame. So Brown's in the contemporary and has 2 stars, but I am ahead of them on fame. I don't have to actually reach the contemporary in order to win the game. So I'm not concerned about that. But we will start getting pollution from them. Like, they're going to be building up pollution, so I have to be cognizant. They're going to be my primary target once I discover them, so that they don't end the world. Very early contemporary, and I found that there's usually an AI that does that pretty much every game now. There's one AI that just goes absolutely crazy in terms of getting eras. So, alright. Man of War. You just hang out while your buddies get built. Let's see. Lasting Furnace. I think Manufactory ends up being a little more effective here. I have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 Maker's Quarters. So I get +1 on each of those flat. So that's +7 right away. And then +1 per adjacent. So I'd get +3 on 2 of these, so that's +6. And then +8, +10, let's see, +13, 14, 15, it's like 23 or something like that. So this actually does end up being more efficient, so let's queue that up. I'm going to go ahead and buy just all that stuff out. I want to be using my money as much as possible. It's one of my competitive advantages, given that I have taken the Dutch and the Teutons. 274 from Spurred by Faith. That's a pretty good amount of money output from that ability, really. Should be the dominant religion all over here. Yeah. And once I get this up, I'll start spreading it to the other continents as well. Okay, so 1 more turn for my second money star. Need a few turns on the Aesthete stars if I'm willing to wait for that. Grievance? Yeah, gimme grievances. So, looks like it'll be more efficient to invade across this way. Okay, so the Ottomans, yeah, I'm not concerned about the Ottomans. I just want to stop these guys from getting anything too crazy done in the contemporary, because there is a lot of fame available in the contemporary era. How many more turns on this? About 3,500. I need 36.3. So, like, 2 more turns for, like, 100 fame or so. 69 fame. How much fame is this worth here? 319, and I need another 24,000, which is like 6 turns. I'm not sure that's worth it. Particularly because I'm giving up tech right now. That tech isn't going to overflow. Okay, don't want that fight, obviously. So the AI do tend to patrol their shores a lot. Okay, likely to lose him on the next turn, but we will see. So the AI tend to patrol their shores with a bunch of units. Nope, go this way. Thank you. Okay, there's my Aesthete star. Get you up here. Let's claim this spot as well. Yeah. Okay. So I think now is the time to era up. This extra 300 fame would be great, but realistically, I think I'm sacrificing too much progress on the tech tree to pursue that. And I did say I would be interested in playing the British. I think that could be fun. Um, the French are obviously amazing. I think the Germans would be pretty good here too, actually. Um, or the Siamese. Those are my main options. So I'm going to spend a little bit of time deliberating, and we'll be back once I've decided. Hey everyone. Okay, so I've been thinking about this, and um, I have really good options available, right? So the Siamese, I have a lot of districts. I can continue generating more money because I have a ton of population. I have plenty of places to put floating markets that I've already built my cities out to. I think the disadvantage of the Siamese is that they're not going to help me that much actually get over the ocean to get to my opponents, which I am interested in doing. Now, the Germans are actually going to help me in that regard, right? So I get extra combat strength on naval units, I get an industry cost reduction, and I'm behind on industry, so I still get the benefit of continuing to build my industry with the coking works while also getting some advantages to my like my naval and my air units. And the U-boat will absolutely decimate people. I do need oil for that though, so it would be later in the era that I get access. Now the British, I don't really get any benefit out of the colonial office because I'm not the liege of anyone. It does free me up to just build other things, which is kind of an advantage in its own right. I will get a fair amount of yields from colonial riches, but the main reason I'd be going for this is the redcoats, because the redcoat is really quite strong, one of the better units in the era for sure. Um, I think really the most efficient pick is probably the Siamese in this case. But I have played them before on a live stream, so there is some content of me playing the Siamese already. So what I'm thinking is I will go with either the British or the Germans. The Germans are kind of calling to me right now because I have very low industry on a lot of my cities. Now, I will be polluting a lot, getting the coking works, but my intention is to win the game before that becomes relevant. So I am going to pick the Germans. There we go. Got a couple things to resolve here. The Mycenaeans in the early modern. Now that's interesting. Anyway, so we're going to end the game right there, or end this episode, and I'll see you next time in the industrial era.